Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. Having a great time with Rain Brown. She's my special guest on the show today. And I hope you get enjoying this conversation as much as I am. If you've missed any of it, you've missed some really good stuff. She's an inspirational writer and speaker, and I don't know, words of wisdom from Rain Brown today on the show. It's so good. She's also a reality superstar on Alaskan Bush People. You probably watched her grow up. Age of 12, she started the show. She's 21 now, I believe you said, Rain. Welcome back.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, there's 14 seasons, and everybody out there's crossing their fingers and hoping for a season 15, but we can't talk about that now. So let me ask you a question. You started at 12, and there are different accounts of
Nine,
what.
actually.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, because they probably
Yeah.
filmed for a few years and then you.
Yes, I was actually 8.5 when we
Wow.
first did the scouting trip for the show, and then I was 9 when I was first put on camera, but I was like 12 when I actually first like made it on camera. I think I
Hmm.
was in like 3 scenes when I was younger, and then that was it. But when I was 12 is when I was actually like, whew.
Was it hard to, because there are a few stars, there's child stars, right? But there are a few reality child stars that start that young. I mean, I can think of the Kardashians, the two, Kylie and Kendall. They were very young, probably around your age, but you grew up throughout with basically in reality show, the woods of Beverly Hills or LA.
Yes.
Um, Bush Barbie, as they used to tease you, call you. Uh, was it strange? How used to the cameras did you get? I mean, how long did it take you to get used to that life
I mean, so
on camera?
a little known fact is that my family and I had done so my dad had written some books, and from those books we would do speaking gigs. Like we go to different clubs and talk and promote our book. And we've made CDs, like audio recordings of the books and things like that. And that was when I was like 3, 4, maybe 5 at the oldest. And so I was quite literally born into that world. And so like for me, it wasn't weird to me. Like
Mm.
it was kind of natural, like I remember for the first like couple months of the production crew being there, it was awkward. Like it's the only word that I could use is kind of just like, oh man, there's all these people staring at me, like, that I can't acknowledge them. But then, like, after that, I mean, a year or 2 years into it, like, flies on the wall. I didn't even notice them.
Didn't even notice. Yeah.
Yeah,
How
like,
about
I
social
mean,
media? Like, did you grow up with social media like most teenage girls, or did it
I
kind
did
of come
not.
late? Do you like it
Social
now? Do you
media
use it
came a
now?
lot later. I do
Yeah.
use it now. So I was like probably 13, 14 before I ever had an Instagram or anything like that. And I was 13 before I ever had a phone. So, and even the reason for that, because I didn't want one, I specifically to me, it was almost like a point. I was like, I don't want a phone because I'm a teenage girl, you know. But my parents were like, no, you are a teenage girl, like you need a phone. And and at that point we were doing all these different, you know, uh like promotions and things like that. So I was going separate from them a lot. And it was in Beverly Hills. So they were like, no, like you need a way to get a hold of us,
Need a phone, yeah.
And I remember I asked my dad
Isn't
and
it
I was like,
funny,
hey,
by
can
the
I
way?
download Instagram?
Isn't it funny that, if I'm sorry to interrupt you, you're out of the woods with bears everywhere and things that could kill you, and there are no phones, but you're in Beverly Hills? Nope, you need a phone.
Yeah,
Kind of
because
funny.
like, I my parents didn't worry about me in the woods, they'd send me
Yeah,
off with a shotgun and I'd be just fine. But you
that's so
can't do that
funny.
in Beverly Hills.
What do you think about no, you definitely need a shotgun in Beverly Hills too. Bunch of weirdos down there. What maybe not Beverly Hills, but what tell me about that getting on social media, kind of phones, things like all of a sudden now you've got this oh, you're a star, you're out of the woods, and now people recognize you, and you're on social media, you're a teenager, and you're going through that age where everyone right now is social media good for, especially teenage women or girls. Uh, what do you think? Does it, I know
I
you get
think,
love, you get hate, you get all the garbage. How does it affect you?
I think that social media can be a very helpful tool. And now I also think it can be very destructive if put into the wrong hands. And I've gotten my fair share, I'm sure you've seen it all over the internet, of hate,
I don't read anything.
especially over on Instagram. But you know, one thing I say is that the haters are bigger fans than the fans, because they're the ones that watch your show frame by frame trying to catch you doing something wrong. They're the ones that look through all
The
your posts and
hypocrites.
catch every spelling mistake you could ever possibly imagine. Like, they're really the ones that keep the closest eye on you. And I'll tell you what, is that I've never, like, a hater has never missed a show. Like, there's
That's an
never been
interesting
one
way to
hater
look at
that
it.
doesn't know facts about
Right.
me, or doesn't know when I was born, my height and my weight, and just things that fans don't even know. And it's funny to me because, like, there really is no such thing as a hater. Like, they're just a fan in disguise, is what I call them.
Mhm. Not they just don't, they're just trying to get your attention mainly.
Exactly.
Do you read
Exactly.
everything?
I yes and no. Like, I read the important stuff, like, if, for instance, if an article hasn't come out in a while and one pops up out of the blue, I'll read that. But when it's just like every week there's a new thing and it's like some off the wall story that, like, doesn't even make any sense, it's just like totally someone else's perspective, I'm like, there's no reason for me to read that.
Well, you got a good head on your shoulder. I know it's probably been difficult to balance all of this, your life in general, and all the things
And
that you've gone
if
through.
I
But
could if I could give, like, young women especially, but young men too, like, advice on the whole social media thing, is like, something that people don't realize is that social media is customizable. You get to decide what you see on there. If what you're looking at in your feed doesn't make you feel better about yourself, doesn't inspire you, doesn't, make your creative juices start flowing, then unfollow them. It's literally that simple. Like, you could go so far as to block them if you really want nothing to do with them. Like, it's all about perspective, and what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it.
isn't that like life too? You could use the same philosophy for everything in life.
Absolutely.
Uh, Rain Brown, my special guest today, inspirational writer. And Rain, I think you really have something with this. I think you have a lot to say, and we'd love to keep hearing from you. Inspirational for sure. Rain Brown, you can check her out on Alaskan Bush People. There's 14 seasons, so start your binging now. Well, actually, give us 5 more minutes. We're almost finished. It's a journey deep into Alaska's bush where naturalist and adventurer Billy Brown, along with his wife Amy and their 7 children, including Rain, choose to live life on their own terms, connected to wild nature and bonded to each other. The season follows their life in many different forms. It's fascinatingdiscovery.com. You go to shows, Alaskan Bush People. Rain Brown, you can find her. She's a television reality superstar and personality. And again, like I said, it's so inspirational and it's been inspirational writer. You can find a lot of her writing on her Instagram page at Hero of Kirkwell and on YouTube at Rain Brown 5278, TikTok at Hero of Kirkwell 77, Cameo at Hero of Kirkwell. We will be right back for our final segment with Rain. She's been so great to spend the hour and a half with us. We'll be right back. Don't go to